Hi guys, today I'm using a Master's Touch 16 by 20 oval canvas, $16.99 at our Hobby Lobby. But you know, you can catch those sales every now and again for half off, and that's what I do. Do you like these art videos? If you like them, please support my channel. It's the only way for me to keep bringing these videos just to you. And the link to the PayPal is in the description box, where you can donate or you can visit my shop. You can buy something from me directly. You can always contact me, and I do take commissions. And Christmas is coming, and I'm starting to book for commissions for Christmas. So there is processing time for Christmas commissions, or any type of commission. Really, when you're working with an artist, they need time to be creative and to allow natural processes to occur, like curing and varnishing, and you know, and then the time in life to actually accomplish it. So I wanted to show you my cup close up, and really what I'm doing here is just, I think this is just considered like a dirty pour. I'm just pouring all the colors right on top of each other. And you know, you're looking at Van Dyke Brown. We had this Pearl Brown from Arteza, which I really like. That one right there is that Tiger's Eye pigment that I make. And then 3 different kinds of blue in here. The golden 24 karat gold, the extreme sheen blue, Payne's gray, and manganese blue hue. And so I'm kind of addicted to that manganese blue hue right now. I got some heavy body golden paints, and I've been using a lot of those. Now that was a little shot of the Deco Art satin enamel mixture, and that satin enamel mixture will give a little bit of a cloudy effect in here somewhere. But because I shot it down the center, you're not going to get the ringed pebble cloudy look because of the way that I put it in there. And so I just keep layering these colors one on top of the other. That one, not that one, but the one before was actually a smalt, blue smalt hue by Golden. And I also see the Deco Art Extreme Sheen. And then at the very end, just a little shot of a Titan Buff. So that's the first cup and the first pour. I really have no idea how this is gonna look. So a lot of times I've just fly by the seat of my pants when I do these paintings, you guys. I just kind of follow the inner muse that tells me what to do, and of course, you know, skill and practice does come into it at some point, but also just being directly guided. I was going to ask you, do you guys remember my painting? It wasn't that long ago, What Lies Beneath? This was my emotional painting journey. I have a lot of feelings tied up in this painting. But customers are starting to get their limited edition prints and absolutely loving them. So look at, you cannot tell the difference between, the original painting is in the back and the print is in the front. They're stunning. They're on this luster paper, and metallic luster paper, and I sign, and they're limited edition, so there's not very many being made, so just 100, and you know, we're already like a third of the way through. So if you wanted one of those, they're $80 total, and that includes the cost of shipping, and they're 16 by 20, so it's a really big, beautiful, professionally done print. So you can go to my site at heathermaderart.com, and that's one place to buy a print if you've wanted something of mine. Now I decide in this painting that there's a lot of blue and not as much of some of the warmer tones going through, and I never did use the green at all, so I put a ring of gold around there. And then I decide to make a little cup, and that little cup I'm holding, it's off camera, so I can't exactly see what I did in that, but I decide to pour that over the top And you can see this is in real time. This is me. This is how long I spend actually contemplating where I'm gonna pour something. See, I decided I was going to roll the original pour over the gold first. And that's a dry canvas. I don't have any base coat down on that canvas at all. So see how the paint just rolled over the gold? Sometimes that'll bring some really pretty gold cells if you do that. I just decided to do this right in the center. And see how that green comes through. I knew, you know, mixing green with the tiger's eye pigment, which is kind of has a reddish rusty undertone, I knew that was going to be a challenge. So I wanted to do it separately. And that's one of the reasons why I made a separate cup. But I love the way it looks kind of like a Tempest. That's actually, you know, where I got the name for this painting, Tempest, because this is kind of a strange painting. And by strange, I mean it's unique. You may wonder why I take some paint like this and just wipe it on the canvas around the pour. I'm anticipating doing balloon rolls because I've been stuck on them for quite some time now. And when you do this and put different colors on your canvas, when the balloon picks up paint, it'll eventually go through to the color that's at the bottom. So that's just a little ring of white I put around that pour. So you can see the bright, super bright yellow will probably pop through eventually if I do a balloon roll. So that's my hope. And I love the tornado Tempest looking structure in the center. It's really interesting, and I'm actually pouring this really slow, you guys. This is on 4 times sped up. So it looks slow, and it's actually really, really, really slow. I was trying to preserve all of the beautiful lines I was seeing, and I didn't want any jagged looking lines. And one of the ways you can get immediately jagged looking lines is by dumping the paint off your canvas, tilting really super fast in different directions. And you know, with something that's round, I already know that I'm gonna have to tilt all the way around 360 degrees. So that was one of the reasons why I said, no, I'm gonna do really, really, really slow and try to preserve some of those pretty lines that I see. And this tornado Tempest looking structure, it actually could I wished I could have made it into a tree. And that was another thing I thought, oh my gosh, it would be so pretty as a tree. I'm going to teach myself to paint by hand and do a little bit more drawing. You know, we all have fears about looking stupid, and that's probably one of my biggest hurdles, I think, is I hate looking stupid. Whether it's, you know, if I have a nightmare, it's one of those nightmares where I'm standing in front of my college class naked and I just can't find my classes. That's me feeling vulnerable in life, and it comes out in my dreams. I'm a long, long way from college, and I never did stand in front of my classmates naked. But I can tell you, you know, it persists in life. And sometimes, you know, those little fears of ours can hold us back from trying new things. And even in this painting, fluid art in general, you know, you make mistakes. You don't have perfect control over the outcome. Even though I make a lot of beautiful paintings and I don't scrape them off often, I still do. There's times when they're just terrible and I cannot save it. And you know, we just, you know, most of us don't like to feel stupid. So I don't want to draw something that looks childish, and I probably need to take some lessons, to be honest. How many of you have things that hold you back in life because you're afraid of looking silly or stupid? I think it's a pretty common human experience. For some reason, I decided to embellish this, but for some reason, I got a ton of pinholes in the paint this time, and I'm not sure why, except for I know, see the Titan buff going into the green right there, and then there's just a bunch of the little tiny holes. They don't really make cells, they don't really do anything. That Titan buff had been sitting on my station in my art room for literally like a week or more. It could have been more even, in a little cup, and it didn't even have plastic on it. I just scraped off the top crust, added a little tiny bit of water and used it. So I don't know if that was what caused it, because I didn't get a ton of the little holes otherwise. But especially there, and you can see now I'm just using a skewer and I'm pulling some of those lines into a more delicate look. I don't know why, I just decided I think I would really like kind of the look of roots or flames. I don't know. This painting is odd, like I said, but wait till you guys see the end result though. It's such a pretty painting. It's way greater than the sum of its parts. You don't see me use a torch very often, but I break it out to try to see if I can pop some of those little air bubbles I was telling you about. So I spent a long time, you guys, looking at this painting and trying to decide what I wanted to do. And I just decided it needed a little bit of femininity, I guess would be one of the things I could say. And my balloon rolls have a curve to them. So there's a lot of jagged parts in this painting, and I love that about my balloon rolls, is that they're kind of have a gentle flowing curve to them. And so I wanted to add some of those elements into this painting, but I didn't want to take away from it, you know. So I'm not going to obscure and obliterate the whole thing. I'm going to very carefully apply. Now see that yellow? Do you see that little pop of yellow? That's the yellow that I put down on the canvas all the way around the edge. It's not very pronounced right in this video, but if you look in person, you can see. And then I am getting a little bit of muddy colors because there's a lot of brown in here already. So, you know, if you're getting mud and you don't want to just scrap your whole painting, which some people, you know, don't, then you just add a little bit of paint on your canvas and roll back. Yeah, just like that. So see how that extra color just added a lot of interest to that area. I think people think, oh, I hear people say I'm failing at the balloon rolls, but you know, sometimes it's that you actually have to, you take away something and then you have to add it back in. I was explaining to my roommate right there, I wanted to make it look like it's swirling. And so I take a it's like swirling around there. So I just worked on this piece for quite a while with my little skewer. I'm sorry, skewer. It's been a long day, y'all. But I still wanted to put out a video, and I still wanted you to see this gorgeous painting. And I didn't do a lot of close-up shots dry, but I actually did varnish this with my ultra glossy varnish technique, and it brought out all of the metallics. This is what it looks like dried and varnished, you guys. Look at how pretty. Isn't that lovely and unusual? It's really gorgeous and buttery soft with a very silky, glossy shine to it and lots of shimmer. And that one's available. You can make it yours at my store at heathermaderart.com. I hope you all have a beautiful day. And don't forget to hit the notification bell and subscribe. I would like to keep making more art videos just for you.